Namhlanje kwi-Making Moves sihlangana no-Collen Mpila wase-Craton Media uzalelwe eduduza. UCollen uzifundise yena bekufika kumkhakha webezindaba futhi unikeza abathengisi bakhe izinketho ezihamba phambili.
How do we facilitate discussion?
We're going to have something we call a content calendar.
Siphinde sihlangane noHlengiwe Mbambo wase-THA Multimedia.
Igama lami nguHlengiwe Mbambo, intombi yakwaZulu Natal esiphingo.
Yena ke ukumkhakha we-PR.
I got into PR by default. Ngase ngihlulekile ku-phone.
Futhi uphinde wasebenzisa abantu abaziyo ukuthi akhe inkampani ekwazi ukuthi iqophisane namanye ahamba phambili. Bobabili bazoke bethi ukuhlangana noPepsi kanye nomqeqeshi wosomabhizinisi ukuthi phela bekwazi ukuthi beyise amabhizinisi abo kwizinga elithe xaxa.
Now that the company itself, it's a marketing and PR company, but she's battling with the issues of marketing the company itself.
INingizimu Afrika yisizwe esihlakaniphile mekhulunywa ngomkhakha wezindaba, amaphephandaba, umsakazo kanye nezinketho zokuthi sihlale sinolwazi ngezindaba ezibalekile nokuthi kwenzakalani emhlabeni jikelele.
Communication ke ntshwelo re kopana ka yona.
I refer to communication as our day-to-day living. Like without communication, there's no connecting people.
Everything is more similar these days. So connect your family, your friends, and then the loved ones.
WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter.
Lo mkhakha wandile ukhula ngo-11% njalo ngonyaka futhi bebelinganisa kuthiwa ungakhiqiza amabhiliyoni angu-131 ngo-2014. Lena imikhiqizo ephindwe kabili kuleya 2008.
Like companies use media to advertise.
When you go on any regular website, it's quite easy for you to find out exactly what the company is about, what they stand for, what are the kind of products they promote, etc.
Umkhakha wala ekhaya webezindaba nokuzijabulisa unokuqophisana kakhulu futhi bambalwa abadlala indima enkulu kuwona. Kodwa ke njengayonke imikhakha akhona amathuba uma ibhizinisi lakho limvela kancane linamanana phansi futhi uma lingenisa usizo.
Media and entertainment is the biggest driver of access to information. Internet and traditional public relations are just some of the tools businesses use to communicate with stakeholders. Namhlanje ku-Making Moves, so besucwaninga kabanzi-ke lo mkhakha lo. Uma ngabe kubufuna ungena kuyona ke lenkundla, kodwa ungazi ukuthi uzofika kanjani kuyona, ngithi kuwena, hlala phansi unethezeke, ubone osomabhizinisi esobe sikuphathele bona-ke. Owokuqala igama lakhe uCollen, umphathi wenkampani ebizwa ngokuthiwa iCraton Media.
Making Moves.
Wamemeza, ubisabani.
Okay, igama uCollen Mpila. Lapha kusekhaya, this is actually the township engikhule kuyona iduduza. Kulapha besigijima khona sihlala khona nje nabangani bami, ngi-attend isikolo lapha, hlala nogogo nabangani nabantu nabasekhaya abancane. So kwamanje vele nje ukuthatha ngimise phakathi ubone magogo. Sharp. Molweni. Hawu, sawuya sami. Njani?
uCollen makakhula bokade kungumntwana nje njengabanye abantwana. Nokustatus njengabanye abantwana. Kodwa ke ukhule kahle wabe preschool, waphuma waye esikoleni. Wafunda ke makasesikoleni watshengisa njengomntwana othanda amabhizinisi.
Yena vele at times uba strict because akathandi into ezirong yabo. Uzombona umthofu njengoba sase-university uzokutshela first term uzokutshela ukuthi uzofuna i-report.
Ngifuna ukusebenza kanzima mntana.
Ngiyakuthanda my girlfriend
nami ngiyakuthanda Mpila mahlazi.
Liphunze. Makho kwami u-strong kakhulu kuye ngifunde ukuthi actually you must have inhliziyo wamukele la uvela khona and then wamukela ama-responsibilities wakho and then ubhekane nempilo. My dad was showing at 3 years old, it was 93. So there was a time in my life where I actually just had anger and ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi ubani wamgwaza because wagwaza while he was out with friends and stuff. Then ke only lona la shona 2008 ngishaya matric yabo lapho ke. Okay, shona already into engayizwa kakhulu ke, like it was a huge blow, you know. Even though mina already besingasi close kakhulu yabo because like already really core to last born give mina bengathi sister lami umuntu bangathi already lambe kumagriz yabo.
Isikhathi esiningi bekade aba nogogo. Makafuna yonke into akutshele gogo ngicela ukuthi kwaba kanje bengikhona ukumenzela. Leyo nto ayifunayo.
Say that some of Collen's strengths also sometimes play to his disadvantage, and one of those is that he's a very ambitious person, so that makes him aggressive as well.
I know my story and I know where I'm going, you know, and I mean, things are looking up, you know.
And to some people, it comes across as a lot of aggression and they don't take it very well, and yeah.
Mina, ngifisa ukuthi ne abe one of the best businessmen in the world because usebenza kanzima kabuhlungu kabi nje. So ngimfisela konke nje kuhle.
He has the mind, he has the skills, he has what it takes to actually make it.
Making moves. Namhlanje ngise-Western la khona i-Craton Media isebenzela khona. I-Western isabab encane eseduzane no-Auckland Park bese ke phela ke iba seceleni ke kweJozi CBD. Ngizoke ngingenela ngaphakathi ngixoxisane noCollen to unpack some of the services they're offering ku-online media. Kwangathi wedwa ke baphika abanye abantu bapha abanye abasebenzi.
No, angekho ngedwa. So what happens is we normally meet once in a while in the office, and then from then on we just go and see clients.
But wami lo mkhakha lona okuwona iziphi ke izinto ozibonile ukuze zikwenze ukuthi uqale ibhizinisi lakho lelo nalo namhlanje?
Digital media is actually something very big around the world, you know. So in 2012, was it 2012? Yes, I noticed that actually there's a gap in the South African market whereby other countries had started using social media platforms and websites as vital tools for their businesses. But in South Africa, actually, guys were not doing that. They were still using it for personal use. You know, people would just set up an account, but they had no strategy. So I actually saw the gap. I was like, actually, you can take this thing and actually duplicate what they're doing overseas and just do it for the guys locally here and make it relevant here. And yeah, that's how it started.
What digital media solutions do you offer your clients?
Okay, we actually offer social media management, which is actually very big. So we do it in two bases. So one is consultation basis, and the other one we actually manage and curate the actual account. So this is us putting up the tweets, putting up the Facebook posts, the Instagram posts, you know.
See, I think the most critical thing for us is we're all about developing the next generation of leaders and finding a way for them to be able to interact not only with us, but interact with each other. We really want to increase and improve the social interaction in our community.
Yeah, so we're going to make sure that we've got some critical components, which is the discussion forum, which is going to be key for the website.
Yeah.
So how are we going to make sure that the conversation always goes on so that the person doesn't have to manually go onto the website to start a conversation? It can carry on from their social media. So we link the website with the Facebook account. So when the person actually comments on Facebook, it punches them straight to the website. Okay. So people will go to the website, they can see that there's a conversation going on. Even if you punch from the website the comment, it goes on Facebook. So they actually interlinked, you know, and they function as one thing, you know. And then the other one, consultation, we just go in with the client, then we show them how to do, we show them reports, we show them data, we show them recommendations and suggestions that we have, and then they implement that, and then they come back at the end of the month to actually see how they've done.
But you and your team are also then going to help us manage that process going forward to make sure that we can stay current with them, we can find the right times, the right types of communications that need to go out. Am I understanding you correctly?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
How do we facilitate discussion? How do we draw people there so that they can actually be part of this community and want to be part of this community?
Yes, so you'll see here, there's going to be a tab that says Think. So the tab that goes Think, it has discussion forum in the blog. So we're going to have something we call a content calendar. So what we do with the content calendar is that we're going to have days whereby we push through different kinds of content.
Yeah.
You know. So this is now
from our side, being LIT, you know, where we instigate the conversation. And the other one, it's actually building of websites, which is another big service which we have. You know, so people come in, people actually still think that the website is just an online brochure, which is actually not. The website is actually a tool, because you get to have such things as lead nurturing, you know, coming from the website. So you have people asking for a coach, and then from then on you can just use their information. So this one, they actually a training company. So they work with sitters. So they take people in, then they train them on such things as carpentry, forestry, and all those things. So there's another client we have built the website for them, and then we also have. Okay, this is our very own website. So as you can see, now and again, we just see these moving, you know, and everything. You know, that's us. And then now in action, I want you to check out the Twitter account of the client. You know, so this is the account. So right now, as I'm speaking to you, one of the guys I work with is busy pushing up the content and all that. You know, so these are the tweets we have going on for them, you know, and then these are the people we follow which are relevant to the brand. After a month of joining these guys, you understand that we actually brought about a 27% change in their following. People are actually always online, you know. So when people are actually always online, they expect to actually find their favorite brands online. So if they don't find you, they'll find somebody else who does what you do, you know.
Iziphi izinto osuzenzile ukuthi zenze inkampani yakho ibe seqophelweni eliphezulu ukudlula ezinye inkampani uma ngabe umuntu engathi uyabheka ethi ufuna inkampani ezomsiza ngo-online media bakhe?
No, just delivering on time. That's what is actually differentiated Tina kunamanye ama-digital agency.
Eziphi indlela ozisebenzisayo ukuthi uhehe amakhasimende kulo mkhakha kuwona?
You know, we actually rely on recommendations, because we believe that actually hearing your colleague or a friend of yours actually telling you about a service that's being offered by a company, it's more credible than just such things as flyers and all that. So you do that when you also actually manage our very own accounts online, you know, just at Craton Media.
Ususebenze kulo mkhakha isikhathi eside. Iyiphi i-highlight osukube nayo ke njengoba ukubona lo mkhakha?
I think the highlight was actually when we were about to lose this particular client, so we had to actually just innovate around it, you know. So the client figured that our services are actually expensive for them, you know, and which they did say that it's because of where they are, not necessarily because of our prices, you know. But because we also know where you come from, you know, and we know that it's not easy, you know, to actually be without funds to do something. So we had to maneuver internally so that we can actually still keep this client such that we're still making a profit, and we're actually still adding value to the client, you know. So as a result, we had to reshuffle the company to make sure that we run at as minimal resources as possible, just to make sure that we can actually just carry the client, you know.
Ukusungula leli business ukudingeka izinto ezinjani? Awungikhombise ezinye izinto mhlawumbe ozisebenzisayo la ekhaya.
When I started this business, I didn't even have a laptop. Okay. So I was taking a gap year from school as a result of a shortage of funds, you know. So I couldn't actually pay for my fees, you know. So when I had a break, I decided to actually self-study digital marketing for the whole year, you know. And I was literally just using a public computer to actually sungula business there, you know.
So umuntu ayidinga into angathi ayidinga nje kakhulukazi yini la?
It's the computer and the computer, phone. So computer must have internet. Once you have all those things, you actually just are gone, you know. So that's what I did. And then telling me to the public computer. It's actually a computer on campus, you know, that I always use the UJ, you know. We never really needed funds, you know. So I can show you what we use now.
At this one, laptop,
so when I have the laptop, and I have a phone, which I then use that one when I'm mobile, and I use this for internet, you know. Going on, okay, we do print now and again. We'd have to print, obviously. Then we file all the client stuff here.
Filing is very important.
Yes, it's very important because we've got our contracts, so Kulana, you've got the drafted strategies, you know, and everything, you know.
But social media now.
I see.
Is your current pricing competitive, or is it, you know, too cheap? Where are you positioning yourself in terms of pricing?
Siphinde sikwamukele. I-digital marketing enye yemkhakha ke ekhula ke kwezamabhizinisi uma kuza kulezi ke zokuxhumana. Uyabona ke inkampani ke ziyisebenzise ke wona ke lo mkhakha lo ukuthi bangakwazi ukuheha nokuthi bakhulumisane namakhasimende abo. uCollen ubonile ukuthi ke likhona ke ithuba lokuthi angene kona lo mkhakha aziqalele yakhe ke online marketing business. Njengamanje usa studio sethu uxoxisana nathi ngama challenges wakhe.
Collen, asikhulume, let's talk business. Welcome to the show. So, what opportunities did you see in digital media that caused you to start this company?
Well, when I spotted the opportunity, it was actually in 2011. I was on a gap year. I just paused my studies, and I just continuously did some reading. I was just always on the net and all that. Then I noticed this phenomenon that there's actually a growing industry, abroad, which was digital marketing. So moving away, not necessarily moving away, but moving from traditional marketing, now fusing it with digital marketing, I read up intensely on it until I decided to just actually teach myself this whole thing, Then I started doing some online courses on it, spent the entire year. Then I started doing this for people, for free. I was just doing it as favors, Then I actually realized that actually people are monetizing this thing, I came across big companies which were actually proper run, not just running from home, Then I started understanding the business side of this, And I saw that actually it's fairly new in South Africa, And then I jumped on the wagon, and then it started booming. Everybody was just doing social media services and digital marketing services.
So it's become quite a competitive field. How do you go from where you are to becoming, say, like a native, one day, a massive digital marketing company? How are you going to do that?
Well, one of the key things that I'm actually trying to, I'm chasing, is I'm trying to get to do work for those guys, because those guys grow so much to the point that they don't want to do the dirty work anymore, They don't want to be doing such things as now handling the actual account for the client. They'll do strategy, they'll draft how it needs to be implemented, but when it comes to sitting down now and putting up that post, they're not really interested in that, So I'm trying to see if I can't get one big company, get your avatar, get your natives, and get your Ogilvies and them, saying, come, take this small account and just, publish these, because once I do that, I can then now claim that I did work for this brand.
So how do you market your services?
We do direct pitches. So we go to fairs, collect a list of clients who play in that space. I mean, we were at the Wedding Expo the other time. So now we're in the middle of actually planning a masterclass for the entire value chain of putting together a wedding, and do a masterclass on social media services for those guys, So going to fairs has helped, and also just networking. And then we do the very services that we offer for people, which is just pushing our website. I mean, our website is structured in such a way that it can give us leads, We can be able to fill in a form. When you visit our website now, you can have a live chat button to speak to people. We've got a hashtag which we are actually building a community around, where people can freely ask questions and we just answer, which is hashtag Ask Craton, So we're just answering people on that podium and all that. We wish to get to the point whereby we can just be invited for big pitches. Coca-Cola says they are launching this big thing, and they say we need companies to come demonstrate what ideas they have for us. If you can get to that point.
So hashtag is Craton making money?
We are. I mean, we are able to cover our expenses. We've managed to actually get working space. I mean, in a week ago, we managed to actually get offices.
Congratulations.
We were working from a commune where I stayed with friends, and we just took a room, But now we actually have space, where we work from. So there is cash to cover expenses, but there isn't cash for me to be driving around in nice cars and all that, But as long as the business is no longer taking from my pocket, I'm content.
Is your current pricing competitive, or is it too cheap? Where are you positioning yourself in terms of pricing?
If a person doesn't come as a retainer, we've got a 400 minimum rate per hour. Between 400 to 800, depending on which side of our services you want to go into. Then if you come as a retainer, we just give you one big price for whatever service you want. I mean, the bare minimum, which is probably you saying, come, cancel my Twitter account. I'll provide you with content. You'll just curate it and post for the entire month, and then you do so. Say you put about 8 posts a day, and the contract is 3 months. We can go at 1.8, 1.5 for me to do that.
What makes you unique? Is there a gap where you're saying and we're kind of with it in terms of young black South Africans, or we're particularly strong at talking to women, or whatever it is. I mean, what is the niche that you're able to carve out? Is it a software that's specifically developed for this market? What is it?
I need to establish it. I'd need to get to the point where I establish it, because it's easy to just put out one word and say we are different in this. I can think of one now. I can think of something fancy to say, put out there, but the matter will be in delivering to the client, So I'd say we haven't. It's something that I haven't established with my company. I need to work on, and I'm glad you actually brought it up. Need to work on it to differentiate ourselves and actually stand out.
My feedback, my counsel is watch those overheads. Spend your money in the places that give you a return, so marketing. I love the idea that you've got in terms of going to seminars and fairs and that kind of thing, in terms of selling your services, and go and find that competitive edge, go find that niche.
I will.
All right. I'm going to hand you over to somebody that's going to sit with you, because what we try and do here on Making Moves is we try and build businesses and support entrepreneurs. So I'm going to send you off for a coaching session, and then I'll have a chat to you afterwards to find out how your coaching session went.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, we're now going to allow Collen to go meet with Hector Motivator from the Motivation Company, and he'll join us again later to tell us how his coaching session went. Let's get some words of inspiration from our wisdom nugget.
There's a lot of excuses and hurdles that are out there. Don't let it hold you back. Break through any barrier, but break through it in the right way with the right advice. Talk to an expert in what they do. If you fall down 7 times, get up 8. If you fall down 99 times, get up 100. The spirit of perseverance. As an entrepreneur, you persevere. The rewards at the end are phenomenal.
I got into PR by default. You know how film and TV business, the business is. Now we freelancer, we are 7 months, 6 months later you're not working. So then I started living with friends, and then eventually I went home.
Siphinde sikwamukele. Uma ngabe you just joined us, namhlanje sikhuluma ngomkhakha wemedia. Siqale ke sabheka ke lo mkhakha lo we-digital. Manje ke sesithi ukushintsha igiya ke sibheka ke lo mkhakha lo we-PR obawazi ngokuthi i-public relations. Hlengiwe Mbambo waqala inkampani yakhe without any training kuyona ke lenkundla le. Ngeke ngathi kumvakashela ke ebhizinisini lakhe, ngabona ukuthi basebenza kanjani, futhi ke ngezwe nokuthi athini ke ama-challenges wakhe. Making moves.
Igama lami nguHlengiwe Mbambo, intombi yakwaZulu Natal esiphingo. Njengamanje I'm in Johannesburg, ngihlala eBraamfontein, khona la ngemuva kwami. Ngiyanithatha manje se-Sandton Mall, ngiyonitshengisa nje kabanzi kancane ngami, ngizobe ngihamba nabangani bami. I love shopping, it's a therapy thing for me. Iyangisiza nje from thinking about business, so asihambeni ngizokhuluma kancane futhi nabangani bami a bit later. Life in KZN, KZN. I mean, KZN is different than Johannesburg. In Johannesburg, in KZN you can walk. But growing there was growing up as a child, yeah. So specify ukula ubaba engekho ekhaya. Any parents, either uma or ubaba, mina ubaba, and as intombazane, you need that fatherly love. So growing up, not believing so much in myself, not having ubaba ekhona was a bit difficult. So that's one of his into ezaba nzima kakhulu kumina. Ukuba nengane at a very young age kwakunzima kakhulu because akukho lula. I mean, I was 19 years old. Ngangiqeda ukufunda matric. I was looking forward to impilo yami ngizohamba ngiyofunda eGoli. Relationship yami nengane yami ayikho that close. Yenziwa isizathu is because ngihlala la eGoli and ngimbona every after inyanga ezu3 or ezu2 nami ngizosebenza ngizamela yena impilo ibe ngcono kuneyami ebenginayo before. Akanayo ubaba naye, so uzokhula obviously acisha afane nami enganawo ubaba.
We've known each other for almost 4 years now.
And then Hlengiwe, it was 2 years ago.
What I love about Hlengiwe is motto straightforward in terms of Interested the way any for wrong.
Are you happy with that?
For fun, chill, maybe going to watch movies, go out for a couple of drinks, lunch.
She's a go-getter.
I'm a hard worker.
If
focused and ambitious ka life.
Collen Mpila in high school. I went to a school called the After. That's one of my best. I mean, I got a bursary, something that I'd never gotten before. And after that, I mean, I made it to the brightest young South Africans. Last year, I was chosen as the brightest young mind in South Africa out of 100,000 of people. So that's just the biggest highlights in my life.
Making moves.
Namhlanje sisesaningili la khona sohlangana nomphathi we-THA Multimedia. Phela ke bona ke ba-offer ama-services lawo ababizwa ngokuthi awe-public relations. Sizohlangana naye-ke uHlengiwe Mbambo oyena kumphathi waleli bhizinisi kwelinye le-office lama-clients wakhe. Ibhizinisi lakhe-ke phela kakhulukazi bafocusa kulezi zinto lezi abaye bethi o-client services. Lokho kwenza ukuthi leli bhizinisi lisebenzele noma yikweyiphi-ke indawo la ama-client alo ekhona.
Nkonjani?
Ngiyaphila sisi wami. Siyabonga kakhulu ngokuthipha isikhathi sakho ukuthi sibe ngana namhlanje. Ulwazi lwethu lusitshela ukuthi usebenzela e-ofisini ele-client lakhe elilodwa. How does it work usoma business?
Well, it's easy. It's very easy. You can work from anywhere. That's why we share the space. Sometimes I meet with clients, we go to restaurants and stuff like that. But it's very easy to sort of maneuver around. But also one of things.
All right, so lead the way. Hlengiwe, you have made some significant changes in your career path.
Yes, I have.
Phela umuntu mengabuka la from e-film uya go PR uya communications nakuma events. What gap did you notice ukuze kwenza ukuthi uthi cha ngathi ngifuna ukuya lapha mina manje na umkhakhi ngifuna ukungena kuona?
To be honest with you, I didn't see no gap. But I got into PR by default. Ngase ngihlulekile ku film. Film is a hard business and I'm strong for film. Not to say that I wasn't strong, but I've always felt like I'm going to sebenzela omunye umuntu. So I think that's what engihlula kakhulu, film, you know how film is, the directors are rude, the producers say this, you must rhyme, you must make tea. I couldn't do that. And then eventually in my life I went through a phase la until this opportunity PR came along, in which I couldn't because I didn't know about it.
Umuntu wangena ku-PR by default, ngicela uchaze kabanzi ukuthi usho kanjani?
You know how film and TV business, the business is. Now we freelance, we are 7 manje, 6 months later you're not working. So then I started living with friends. And then eventually I went home. When I was home, I decided to go do promotions at Clicks. Imagine, since I go stingo, everyone's like, how when? So my promotions. From then onwards, I'd done an event with Sophie Ndaba. And there's a guy that clearly saw me from then. That was like 2 years ago. Wang Fonela, out of nowhere. But listen, my company needs PR. I'm like, what do you mean? I've never engaged PR in my life. He was like, nope, I know you can do it. So I came to Joburg and that's how it started.
To date,
opening a company. Opening a company with no money whatsoever. A lot of us Bantabasha, especially in South Africa, sijela ukuthi mavula inkampani fana ube nemali from a bank uhambe ku government uhambe kubani bani ngathi ngiqala ngifika ngizosebenzela lo muntu lo wayengibizile la eGoli ngasebenza. I wasn't earning that much, but I saw ukuthi there's something there with me and PR, and a lot of people were like, why don't you just do your own thing? Ulebu Kungulus was one of the people that took me in as a first person, as first client. And it was like,
what solutions do you offer my clients work with?
I work with radio stations. For instance, I create content. By me creating content for them, I'm helping my client to put their whatever product they have on radio for free because it's creating content.
The business like only based in Goli. nalo uchaza ukuthi ama-clients wakho wonke ala ekhaya ngoba phela siyabona amanye ama-provinces nawo ayakhula nawo ayafufusa ayazibonakalisa ama-clients wakho angubani wonke abased kuphi na?
Right now I've got the World Economic Forum, Global Shapers, and then I've got the South African Black Entrepreneurs Forum, who's also based all over, but he head office here, so I work with them quite a lot here, and I work with them on a personal level as well. I've got the Local Government Business Network, which is a client that's also based here that does public sector weeks and also communicates with other businesses. And then I've got Izani Media and Design. Izani is a lot of companies under Izani, so there's a lot of things that happen under Izani. I've worked with a lot of other people once off, but those are the 4 clients that are just the clients that are always there. Yeah.
Njengoba usushilo ukuthi la sikhona lenye office le client lakho ikhona ke indlela ukuthi ngaxoxisana nalo ke client lelo lakho elilodwa ngizwe ukuthi bathini ngawo.
Yebo, uLebo Kunguluza, he's more than a client. Ubaba, we meant we're gonna go nke so ngakhuluma naye.
All right, guys. Services that she offers, you know, nalawa inimsiza ngala ekhaya nama services that she offers to you guys, ama services anjani?
Yeah, you see, in every year within the group, we have about, you see, the group is divided into 4 areas. Is the entrepreneurs, is the companies that I have an interest in, then there's the special events that we do throughout the year, and then there's the magazines that we own. Now, what happens is the special events that we, the annual events, whereby Hlengiwe then makes sure that those events get enough publicity, get enough mileage. So she already in a year has got a schedule of events that she knows that she's going to work on.
And are you happy with the work that she's doing for you guys?
Well, she gets us enough television work for those. Obviously, they're run by different divisions and different entrepreneurs. And I think my entrepreneurs have been satisfied with those the publicity around some of those events.
Any pointers that you'd like to give as a young entrepreneur as well? What would you like to just say to her?
I'd like to say, you know, she must keep it up. I know sometimes she gets under a lot of pressure. The main thing, obviously, is just to manage her time effectively so that when pressure hits, at least she's got all the ducks in a row. But otherwise, under general, she's doing very, very well.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu futhi for isikhathi sakho bhodwa manje. Basho to soma business bahlale besispanning.
It's a pleasure, Chief.
Ngiyabonga.
Take good care.
Thank you very much.
Great stuff.
You run a one-man shop. Clients pay into your personal bank account. So I'm not sure that it's fair to call you a business just yet. What are some of the challenges that you're having in your business right now?
Public relations isiyathu kushintsha kakhulu ke kule khathi lezi siphila kuzona. The internet has made it easy to put out a message and at the same time has made it hard to be heard. Amabhizinisi ke lawa amancane ke lawa asafufusa uma ngabe ke esebenzisa kahle ke lo mkhakha lo wePR angabe eqe isigaba esilukhuni kakhulu kwezamabhizinisi. Njengamanje uHlengiwe usestudio sethu uxoxisana nathi ngokuthi ke yena ama challenges wakhe ke ngebusiness lakhe ubhekana nawo kanjani.
Hlengiwe, welcome to Making Moves. Welcome to our studio.
Thank you.
So the purpose of our conversation is to talk to you about your business and help you improve your business.
Sure. Yeah.
Why aren't you just employed?
I tried that, didn't work.
Because you run a one-man shop.
Yes.
Clients pay into your personal bank account.
Yes.
So I'm not sure that it's fair to call you a business just yet.
They actually pay into my business account. Yeah.
Okay.
Which started recently.
Okay, so it's a new thing. You've got a business account.
It's a new thing. It works.
What's the vision for the business?
Firstly, in the next 5 years, hopefully, I want to at least have 10 employees that are working. You need to have people in the business that are professionals in what they do. For instance, marketing, digital marketing, that's part of PR. So in order for me to have that, I need to, like you say, I need to invest. So I want to see my business having professionals that will assist me in growing this empire.
What are they going to be doing?
Every employee obviously has a role. For instance, I don't know, I'm still learning a bit about digital marketing. I mean, we're in a digital age right now. So a lot of things I'm still learning, like going on Facebook and tweeting. I might not necessarily be able to do that, but so I need to find people that could build this empire that I want to build. THA being one of the best companies in South Africa for PR. The people can come to and trust us to do their PR. But I need to understand that there's many elements in PR, and One of them is marketing, digital marketing and communication, and admin. Admin is new for me, especially because I come from a film, and I keep saying that because I didn't learn admin at school. I didn't learn marketing or communication.
What are some of the challenges that you're having in your business right now?
Cash flow. I think a lot of business experience cash flow, but if you're a small business, it's even harder. Firstly, increasing the amount, maybe increasing a rate from what you were into something else. Some businesses don't take, like your clients know you as perhaps cheap compared to another business, and having to increase that rate becomes a problem because you lose clients. And having to deal with making so much money which you haven't made before in your life, and having to deal with the cash flow and making sure that you make profit is a big challenge for me.
Okay, so the issue isn't necessarily that you're not making money.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time it comes in, but
discipline.
you spend it on the nice jacket that you're wearing.
Yes, okay. It's discipline. It's discipline. I think maybe it's the background that I come from as well, but I'm glad I've experienced this because I know now I have to be disciplined, because at the end of the year I need to make profit.
What do you mean the background you come from?
I was never taught to save. I was never taught that, especially in business, that you need to yes, fine, when you sell sweets, you need to make profits. But when you sell sweets, sometimes you end up buying things that aren't important, like luxury, because now you're seeing money coming in. And you forget that you need to build a business. This is a business, this is an empire that you're building. And you need to save money into the business. You can't have a client coming to you and saying, here's a project, work on it, and we'll pay you at the end of the project. Yet you don't have money to execute the project. So it becomes a problem.
When THA Multimedia is the company that you envisage it being one day, what is it going to look like? What are you going to be offering the market? Yeah. What's going to be making it different? Like, what's the feel of this thing?
I want to do media liaison, which is being the middle person. So I'll have a client, and this is me, and being the middle person to their audience, whether I do it through TV or radio, which is what I've been doing right now, and production and communications, handling internal communications for different companies.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do we go from where we are to there?
Firstly, I think I need to understand PR as a whole, marketing. What is marketing? At first, I wanted to go to school and really understand the theory behind it. But I guess the experience that I have now, especially because I can't afford to go back to school, I've studied film and television, so that's fine. So I need to understand the PR. There's many things that go into it. So I think the first step now is to understand that.
I love your energy.
Thank you.
And I think you're on the right track.
Thanks.
And that passion, you know, keep channeling it. And I think you're going to grow a massive, beautiful company. And we can say that you started here. Ne?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to send you off for a coaching session where you're going to get, you know, an opportunity to share some of your insights and share some of the lessons and challenges that you're having in your business with somebody who's going to give you feedback. And then afterwards we'll chat a little bit more and you'll tell me what you learned.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Hlengiwe's coach, Prasbusiso Mfeka, is here to take her through her coaching session. We're now releasing her from studio, and she'll join us later to tell us what she learned. We welcome back the founder of Craton Media, Collen, and Hector Motivator from the Motivation Company. Gentlemen, how was your coaching session?
How was it? Short.
Collen, how was it?
Short and nice.
I mean, like, it could have been longer. I enjoyed. That's how much I enjoyed it. I learned a lot from Brother Hector. You know, I mean, he had a lot of insight. You know, he diagnosed from after I told him about my situation, how the company is doing. You know, and I mean, he gave some proper input.
So what are some of the things, Hector, that you've told Collen to look at doing?
Well, first, let me mention the challenge first. The challenge was that his offering is still new in the market, and a lot of companies don't see it as something that can add value to business. It's into social media. Let me do tweets for you. Let me do Facebooking for you. And companies are like, but come on, we can do that internally, not realizing that they might need to outsource that function. So first, he needs to teach the market about his offering. That's very important. But then how does he survive in the meantime while he's teaching the market about his offering? And one of the ways of doing that, just write an article about it, Facebook, write a blog about this offering and how it can help companies. But I told him that it's also important for him to get a client that he can help grow using his service as an example to other companies, that if you use my service, this is what will happen to your business. You'll get that money that you're looking for. Your profits will increase.
What were the burning questions that you had for him?
It was sales. It was sales, and also how do I go about in actually raising the portfolio of clients that I'm actually after, making sure that I serve the right clients that will get me clients, not just the client who's just going to sit there, And he had some proper input on that, Though I'm in my head, I'm still battling with some of the things, It's after it's being said that I must do it. Sounds nice, but execution is another thing, So yeah.
Another important thing that I asked Collen was, what is your vision? Because if you can clearly articulate your vision, why you are in this business, it's going to be very easy for you to sell. Because
I'm going to let him answer that. So, what is your vision? If you come and assist me as a business, what's going to happen to my business?
The vision is to actually serve big clients, credible names, companies that when they think of expanding to South Africa and they're like, who's going to be our partner to reach the market? And they think Craton Media, So that's the vision, to be actually that big, And then when it comes to what actually a company can expect when they actually take our services, the main thing, which is actually very important right now, is creating an online community for the brand, people who can facilitate the conversation and be brand ambassadors without you having to incur costs to take them in, Find people who just use this product of yours and instantly just want to share on Instagram or on Twitter the experience that they had with this product. So you want to get to the point whereby you've got this many voices speaking for your product, and Craton Media is going to facilitate that by making sure that there are people constantly speaking about you, putting you out there, So that's one thing you can be assured of, that if I have these guys, I'm going to be the talk of the town.
Gentlemen, enough said. Collen, I have no doubt that if you take on board some of the things that Hector's brought up, your business will be successful. Thanks for coming on to Making Moves and sharing your story. My brother, as always, thank you for your expertise.
Keep making moves.
Thank you.
We spoke about issues of being understaffed, that as a business she doesn't have people that she has hired who can work with her into building the business. So those are the kind of issues that we had tackled.
Rebranding my website, because the website that I have now talks about me specifically, it doesn't talk about THA Multimedia.
I mean, I'm not convinced. Welcome back. Our film fundi, who's now a PR expert, Hlengiwe, is back in studio with us, together with her coach, Brasbusiso Mfeka, to shed some more light on the challenges her business is facing. Guys, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Woody, always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Tell me, what did you find when you were looking at THA Multimedia?
Yeah, there were some interesting things about the business Yaga Hlengi. First of all, it is the fact that she had taken some sort of a sabbatical from business due to some personal things that are happening in her life, and now she's at a space where she's coming back to business with a vuma, like she said to me. But one of the things that we came to discuss is the issue of how she handles the marketing. Especially now that the company itself, it's a marketing and PR company, but she's battling with the issues of marketing the company itself. So it's one of the things that we spoke about. We also spoke about the issue of cash flow, the fact that she's got money problems. And this emanates also from her background as a person and the people who are modeling how business is done in the past. And she took that into the business only to find that it doesn't work for the business. We spoke about issues of being understaffed, that as a business she doesn't have people that she has hired who can work with her into building the business. So those are the kind of issues that we had tackled.
Hey, so, I mean, what's the biggest insight that you walked away with from your coaching session?
Discipline when it comes to cash flow and knowing that a business account is a business account. I can't nibble on it because now I'm broke and I need something quickly, because that's it. It won't help me, or neither will help the business. Hence, I don't have employees because of the fact that I've always had a problem with cash flow. So I need to be able to discipline myself in order for my business to grow.
What's next?
Something that I learned. Rebranding myself, understanding what PR is. Because yes, I came from a film background and a film and television background, but I need to understand what PR is and what my core business is in PR. Because PR can be broken down into many things, some of which I still don't understand at this point in time, and I need to go into it and really understand my core business. What is my core business and why am I doing this? And why would a client want to work with me as opposed to somebody else?
What are you changing immediately? What are you implementing in the next few days and weeks to start changing the course of your business?
Rebranding my website, because the website that I have now talks about me specifically. It doesn't talk about THA Multimedia. THA Multimedia must be a person. Do you know? I don't know if you know what I mean.
An entity outside of yourself.
Yes, I should. It shouldn't be. It should be me, but it should be an entity on the side, and I should understand that. So I need to rebrand myself or the company completely.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for sharing your time and your expertise.
Thank you for having me.
Sissy,
yes.
Good luck on your journey.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for sharing your story with us. And your business will grow from strength to strength.
Amen.
Thank you so much for watching today's show. We hope you found it to be very fruitful and that your life has been impacted beyond measure, because that's what we seek to do. Catch us again next week, same time, same place, SABC 1 Mzansi, for sure.
It's not good from Loqala. You have to now focus on any imali, but you actually need to build a credible client list. You know, you need to kind of build your name and your reputation, you know, so that more figure one doing about doing, you know. So I learned a lot. I must just go out and serve people, you know.
I learned a lot about cash flow, which was a huge problem of mine, and then marketing myself. I might be in PR, but it doesn't mean that I'll be able to market myself as a business. So that's one thing that I'll take away from him.